associating with us. Okay, couple of times, and you start some fixed on your chanting, so that definitely you'll come to our satsangs. First, you show your sincerity. Okay.
Sure, sure, Prabhu. I missed it. Sure, I'll do that.
Mm. Mm. So you will get it. Okay, now, Prabhuji.
Yeah, sure, Prabhu. Thank you.
Mm. Yeah, I'm sharing my beats. I'm showing my beats to you. So you see me here.
Yeah, I'm able to see you.
So this is the beads, Prabhu. We usually have, like, bead bag, and it's called counter. How many
Okay,
rounds we
okay.
did, but for particular day, how many rounds we have done. So in the beginning, you start with 2 rounds. It will take 15 minutes. We will give the beads
Okay.
and bead bag. So I will let you know where to collect. Give me a couple of days, okay?
Sure, sure.
So that you can take up.
So, so you are residing in Silver Spring only, Guruji?
Silver Spring only, but right now I'm in
Uh,
US.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
okay. Yeah, yeah. You
uh,
told you are coming in June, right? Yeah, okay.
yeah, I'll come in next couple of months later. So, but my wife will give you the beads. Don't worry. Hmm?
Sure, sure. Thank you for the.
ఇప్పుడు ఎట్లా ఉంటుందంటే, ఇప్పుడు చాంటింగ్ ఎట్లా చేస్తామంటే, మనకు ఈ బీడ్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, బీడ్స్ లో
Okay.
దీన్ని హెడ్ బీడ్ అంటారు. హెడ్ బీడ్ ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, ఇక్కడ నేను చూపిస్తున్నా కదా. ఇప్పుడు మొత్తం
Yeah.
బీడ్స్, ఏ బీడ్స్ అయినా ఇట్లా ఇట్లా పైన ఒకటి పైన ఇట్లా కట్టి ఉంటది.
అవును, అవును.
దీన్ని దీన్ని హెడ్ బీడ్ అంటారు. సో ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తామంటే, ఇది వదిలేసి మిగతా అన్ని కూడా లెక్క పెడితే ఒకటేనుకొకటి ఇట్స్ గోయింగ్ టు బి 108 అవుతాయి. ఒకటేనుకొకటి మనం లెక్క పెట్టుకుంటూ పోతుంటే 108 ఉంటాయి. సో ఒక్కొక్క దాని మీద మనం మహామంత్రం చేస్తాం. హరే కృష్ణ హరే కృష్ణ 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 హరే హరే, హరే రామ్ 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 హరే హరే, హరే కృష్ణ 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 హరే హరే, హరే రామ్ 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 హరే, లైక్ దట్. ఓకే.
Got it, Guruji.
Yeah. Don't worry. So you will get it. But basically, let me share here founder Acharya of ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. He only introduced for all of us, many of us, through his books, through his teachings, through his, chanting also, how to chant. Also, he explained to his devotees, to his disciples. So here, before chanting Hare Krishna mantra, we recite. There is a Panchatattva mantra. Is Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhara, Srivasadi, Gaura Bhakta Vranda. So these Panchatattva, they are actually original initiators, are original Panchatattva, especially Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only introduced congregational chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on the beads. So he has exemplified a devotee, pure devotee of Supreme Lord. Very deep understanding. Slowly you will get to know Prabhu. For now, you understand that he is a pure devotee of Supreme Lord. Okay. So Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Sure,
Prabhu
sure.
Nityananda, Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhara, Srivasadi, Gaur Bhakt Vranda. You know Hare Krishna mantra, we can chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. పెట్టండి ఇక్కడ పెట్టేసేయండి. Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. 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 Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna Hare Hare. Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanaatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine. Namaste Saraswate Gauravani Pracharine. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vranda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Mukham karoti vachalam pangam langayate girim yatkripātamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Meshwaram Om Pavitra Pavitro Va Sarva Sangatapiva Yasmaret Pundarikaksham Sabahya Abhyantaram Suchihi Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu Sri Vishnu Om Tadvishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Surayo Diviva Chakshuradatam Sadviprasa Vipanyevo Jagruhamsa Samindate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna devotees Danda Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. So we'll continue from our regular readings of Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 26. So let me pull up here verse 26.18, 326.18. Okay, I'm stop sharing and start sharing. Okay. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैवं नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालये नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रहे. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, the status quo, and then chapter is 26, titled Fundamental Principles of Material Nature. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. By exhibiting his potencies, the Supreme Personality of Godhead adjusts all these different elements, keeping himself within as the super soul and without as time. Purport. Here it is stated that within the heart of the Supreme Personality of God it resides as the super soul. Within the heart, the Supreme Personality of God resides as the super soul. This situation is also explained in Bhagavad Gita. The super soul rests besides the individual soul and acts as a witness. This is also confirmed elsewhere in the Vedic literature. Two birds are sitting on the same tree of the body. One is witnessing and other is eating the fruits of the tree. This Purusha or Paramatma who resides within the body of the individual soul is described in Bhagavad Gita 13.23 as the Upadrashta, witness, and Anumanta, sanctioning authority. The conditioned soul engages in the happiness and distress of the particular body given him by the arrangement of the external energy of the Supreme Lord. But the Supreme Living Being, or the Paramatma, is different from the conditioned soul. He is described in Bhagavad Gita as Maheshwara, or the Supreme Lord. He is Paramatma, not Jivatma. Paramatma means the super soul, who is sitting the side of the conditioned soul just to sanction his activities. The conditioned soul comes to this material world in order to lord it over material nature, in order to lord it over material nature. Since one cannot do anything without the sanction of the Supreme Lord, he lives with the Jiva soul as witness and sanction giver. He is also Bhokta. He gives maintenance and sustenance to the conditioned soul. Since the living entity is constitutionally part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord is very affectionate to the living entities. Unfortunately, when the living entity is bewildered or illusioned by the external energy, he becomes forgetful of his eternal relationship with the Lord. But as soon as he becomes aware of his constitutional position, he is liberated. The minute independence of the conditioned soul is exhibited by his marginal position. If he likes, he can forget the Supreme Personality of Godhead and come into the material existence with a false ego to lord it over material nature. But if he likes, again, there also, but if he likes, he can turn his face to the service of the Lord. The individual living entity is given that independence. His conditional life is ended and his life becomes successful as soon as he turns his face to the Lord. But by misusing his independence, he enters into the material existence. Yet, yet the Lord is so kind that as super soul, he always remains with the conditioned soul. The concern of the Lord is neither to enjoy nor to suffer from the material body. He remains with the jiva simply as sanction giver and witness so that the living entity can receive the results of his activities, good or bad. Outside the body of the conditioned soul, the Supreme Personality of God remains as a time factor. According to the Sankhya system of philosophy, there are 25 elements. The 24 elements already described plus the time factor make 25. According to some learned philosophers, the super soul is included to make a total of 26 elements. 24 plus 2, time as well as super soul, along with soul, we have seen Sankhya philosophy, right? 24 elements. What are the 24 elements? Hmm? 5 plus 3, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. 5 plus 3, 8. 3 modes, 9. Mode of ignorance, mode of passion, and mode of goodness. 5 plus 3, how many? 8. 5 plus 3, 8. 8 plus 1, 9. And then 15 items. What are the 15 items? 5 knowledge, 5 working senses, 5 knowledge acquiring senses, 5 tanmatras or sensory objects. 15. 15 plus 9, 24. And soul, super soul also there, and time factor also there. So total 26 elements. Okay? Hare Krishna. So next verse also I will read and over to you. Lavanya, are you ready? Actually 8:30 I have another call. Okay? Hare Krishna, Lavanya, Haribol. Raju Prabhu, can you manage for some time?
ఓకే ప్రభుజీ.
రేపు కూడా ప్రభు రేపటి నుంచి మన హన్సినికి ఎగ్జామ్స్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతున్నాయి. సో దే వోంట్ బి దేర్. సో ప్రభు టుమారో ఆల్సో కెన్ యూ మేక్ సమ్ టైమ్? ఈ సపన్ ప్రభు ఈ వోంట్ బి ఏబుల్ టు జాయిన్. I don't know because he is saying that he has service and up to 9 o'clock you can manage Prabhu. Okay, can you do that?
Yeah, up to 9 o'clock I can manage.
Yeah. I lost someone also may after later 9 o'clock. Maybe after later 9 o'clock also. Maybe your Mataji. Just
Uh,
just reciting the slokas, na. That's it. Hmm?
Actually, I need to go office by 9:15 Prabhuji every day.
Acha, acha.
Mm,
Okay, okay. No rush.
mm.
No problem. No problem. Only few days like that. Okay.
Ah, okay,
Hmm.
okay.
Okay, bro.
Our kids are exams are also going on.
Okay. Are you there, Lavanya? Haribol?
It's okay, Prabhuji. Today I can manage. Mm. Till 9 o'clock for me, it's okay, Prabhuji.
ఓకే ఓకే అదే మీకు ఇస్తా అయితే 8:30కి ఇస్తా 8:20కి ఇస్తా మీకు ఇంకొకటి చదువుతాను
I'm waiting for the person, but I will continue for some time. He's not there. Okay.
I have
Prabhuji,
asked
9 o'clock వరకు నేను I can manage till 9 o'clock.
Okay, 9 తర్వాత నేను చేస్తాను ప్రభుజీ. Can you manage up to 9? Is it okay?
Yes, yes.
చేయండి ప్రభుజీ వాళ్ళ నేను after 9 I'll take over. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So this is another verse 3.26.19. In previous verse, problem is lording it over material nature. Krishna doesn't interfere our independence. He is watching like Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaram, Upadrashta Anumanta Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaram. That is the verse Prabhupada quoted in his purport. Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaram, Upadrashta Anumanta, witness Anumanta, sanction giver. That's the thing. So 26.19. What is that verse? Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After the Supreme Personality of God impregnates material nature with his internal potency, material nature delivers the sum total of the cosmic intelligence, which is known as Hiranmaya. This takes place in material nature when she is agitated by the destinations of the conditioned souls. Material nature is a she fact. Material nature, Durga Shakti, right? Purport. The impregnation of material nature is described in Bhagavad Gita, 14th chapter, verse 3. Material nature's primal factor is the Mahatattva, or breeding source of all varieties. This part of material nature, which is called Pradhana, as well as Brahman, is impregnated by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and delivers varieties of living entities. Material nature in this connection is called Brahman because it is a perverted reflection of the spiritual nature. It is described in the Vishnu Purana that the living entities belong to the spiritual nature. The potency of the Supreme Lord is spiritual, and the living entities, although they are called marginal potency, are also spiritual. If the living entities were not spiritual, this description of impregnation by the Supreme Lord would not be applicable. Very important. Huh? If the living entities were not spiritual, this description of impregnation by the Supreme Lord would not be applicable. And the same why all this were not spiritual. Huh? The Supreme Lord does not put his semen into that which is not spiritual. But it is stated here that the Supreme Person puts his semen into material nature. This means that the living entities are spiritual by nature. After impregnation, material nature delivers all kinds of living entities, beginning from the greatest living creature, La Brahma, down to the insignificant ant, in all varieties of form. In the Bhagavad Gita 14.4, material nature is clearly mentioned as Sarva Yunish. Material nature delivers all kinds of living entities, beginning from the greatest living creature, Lord Brahma, down to the insignificant ant in all varieties of form. In Bhagavad Gita 14.4, Hare Krishna, who is this Abhilash Reddy's phone? I am keeping mute, Prabhu, okay, because Haribol. Down to the insignificant ant in all varieties of form. In Bhagavad Gita 14.4, material nature is clearly mentioned as Sarva Yunishu. Sarva Yunishu Kaunteya Murteya Sambhavante. Thasham Brahmahatma. Aham Bija Pradapita. This means that all of varieties of species, demigods, human beings, animals, birds, and beasts, whatever is manifested, material nature is the mother, and the Supreme Personality of God is the seed giving father. Generally, it is experienced that the father gives life to the child, but the mother gives its body. Although the seed of life is given by the father, the body develops within the womb of the mother. Similarly, the spiritual living entities are impregnated into the womb of material nature, but the body is being supplied by material nature. ఎంత ఎంత ముద్దుగా చెప్తున్నాడండి ప్రభుపాద. But the body, being supplied by material nature, takes on many different species and forms of life. The theory that the symptoms of life are manifested by the interaction of the 24 material elements is not supported here. The living force comes directly from the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is completely spiritual. Therefore, no material scientific advancement can produce life. The living force comes from the spiritual world and has nothing to do with the interaction of the material elements. Actually, that's where the spirit soul beyond the three modes. But the spirit soul occupied with the material elements, so we got this material body. Prabhupada so nicely given example of mother's womb. He is a seed giving father. He puts semen into the material nature, and that impregnation, right? In the mother's womb, the body grows, the body develops. But the seed giving, the semen, just like example, right? So nicely giving the mother's example. So material nature also like that. Hmm. The living force comes directly from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the 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 soul, the semen situated the soul. Okay, through the semen, the souls will come. Krishna's semen. All these souls come and contact with material nature based on the particular living entity's desires are situated in different planetary systems or situated in different forms of life, 8,400,000 or 84 lakhs of species according to one's own desires to enjoy the life. hmm, Fish enjoyment, tiger enjoyment, human enjoyment, whatever. Okay. ఇంకొకటి చదువుతాను ప్రభుది. లెట్ మీ సీ. ఇంకొకటి చదివిస్తాను. యా, సో దట్ యూ కెన్ కంటిన్యూ. 3.26.20 Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thus, after manifesting variegatedness, the effulgent Mahatattva, which contains all the universes within itself, which is the root of all cosmic manifestations and which is not destroyed at the time of annihilation, swallows the darkness that covered the effulgence at the time of dissolution. Purport. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Since that Supreme Personality of God is ever existing, all blissful and full of knowledge, its different energies are also ever existing in the dormant stage. Thus, when the Mahatattva was created, it manifested the material ego and swallowed up the darkness which covered the cosmic manifestation at the time of dissolution. This idea can be further explained. A person at night remains inactive, covered by the darkness of the night. But when he is awakened in the morning, the covering of night or the forgetfulness of the sleeping state disappears. Similarly, when the Mahatattva appears after the night of dissolution, the effulgence is manifested to exhibit the variegatedness of this material world. మనం ఒక స్విచ్ ఆన్ ఆఫ్ చేసినట్టు, మనం పడుకొని లేసినట్టు ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్. ఒక డార్క్ రూమ్లో స్విచ్ ఆన్ చేసి స్విచ్ ఆఫ్ చేసినట్టు క్రియేషన్. మనం పడుకొని లేసినట్టు రియల్ టైమ్ అనాలజీస్, రియల్ వరల్డ్ అనాలజీస్ జగద్గురు శిల ప్రభుపాద ఇస్ గివింగ్. శిల ప్రభుపాదకి జై. గ్రంథరాజ్ శ్రీమద్ భాగవతంకి జై. నెక్స్ట్ 21 నుంచి ఓపెన్ చేయండి ప్రభు. రాజు ప్రభు, ఐఎమ్ షేరింగ్ ద లింక్ ఇన్ ద గ్రూప్, కెన్ డైరెక్ట్లీ పాయింట్ అవుట్. అండ్ ప్లీజ్ పోస్ట్ వేర్ ఎవర్ వి స్టాప్డ్ రీడింగ్. ఓకేనా? మీరు ఓపెన్ చేస్తారా లేకపోతే ఏంటి? పెట్టాను లింక్.
చేశాను, ఆల్రెడీ ఓపెన్ రెడీ ఉంది.
ఓకే, యూ కెన్ షేర్. ఇట్స్ గుడ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. 20 అయిపోయింది అనుకుంటా కదా? 21.
21 ఓకే. కనిపిస్తుందా ప్రభు స్క్రీన్?
21 సెకండ్ ప్రభు.
21 కనిపిస్తుందా స్క్రీన్?
కనిపిస్తుంది. ఎస్, కరెక్ట్. Thank you all devotees. Please join. Please read and recitation of the verses also, Rudra verses. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vani Mataji, are you in a position to read?
Nine o'clock తర్వాత ఒకవేళ మా వాళ్ళు ఫ్రీ ఉంటే ఇవ్వండి ప్రభు, మళ్ళీ హోస్ట్ యాక్సెస్ when you leave. Okay.
Yes.
She will continue with its recitation or whatever. Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Vinay Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can you read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, I'll read.
Yeah, translation.
Translation. The mode of
Hmm.
Godness, which is the clear, sober status of understanding the personality of Godhead, and which is generally called Vasudeva or consciousness, become manifest in the Mahat Tattva. Purport. The Vasudeva manifestation or the status of understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead is called pure godness, or Suddha Sattva. In the Suddha
Goodness,
Sattva,
Prabhuji. Goodness and Suddha Sattva.
oh
Pure
sorry,
goodness and Suddha Sattva. Hmm.
in the goodness or Suddha Sattva, in the Suddha Sattva status, there is no infringement of the other qualities, namely passion and ignorance. In the Vedic literature, there is a mention of the Lord expansions at the four personalities of Godhead: Vasudeva, Sanskarana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. Here in
Vasudeva Sankarshana, Prabhuji. Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. These are the
Vasu,
Chaturvyas.
okay, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. Here in the reappearance of the Mahat Tattva, the four expansions of Godhead occur. He who is seated within a super soul expands first as Vasudeva. The Vasudeva stage is free from infringement by material desires and is the status in which one can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or the objective which is described in the Bhagavad Gita as Adbhuta. This is another feature of the Mahatattva. The Vasudeva expansion is also called as Krishna consciousness, for it is free from all tinges of material passion and ignorance. This these clear states of understanding helps one to know the supreme personality of Godhead. The Vasudeva status is also explained in Bhagavad Gita as Kshetrajna, Kshetrajna, which refers to the knower of the field of activities as well as the superknower, the living being who has occupied a particular type of body knows that body, but the superknower Vasudeva knows not only a particular type of body, but also the field of activities in all different varieties of bodies. In order to be situated in clear con- consciousness or Krishna consciousness, one must worship Vasudeva. Vasudeva is Krishna alone. When Krishna or Vishnu is alone without the accompaniment of his internal energy, he is Vasudeva. When he is accompanied by his internal potency, he is called Dwak, Dwarakshi,
Dwarakadisha.
no,
Dwarakadisha, Prabhuji.
Dwaraksh,
Dwarakadisha.
Dwarakadisha. To have clear consciousness or Krishna consciousness, one has to worship Vasudeva. It is also explained in Bhagavad Gita that after many births, one surrenders to Vasudeva. Such a great soul is very rare. In order to get release from the false ego, one has to worship Samskarana. Samskarana is also worship.
Sankarshana, Prabhu.
Sorry,
Sankarshana.
sorry, sorry. Sankarshana, sorry. Sankarshana
He's a
is
Lord.
also
He's a Vishnu avatar. He's a Chaturvyuha. He's from Krishna. Hmm.
okay.
Sankarshana. Avataram.
Sankars, okay. Sorry. Sankarsana is also worshipped through Lord Shiva. The snakes which covers the body of Lord Shiva are representations of Sanskarana, and Lord Shiva is always absorbed in meditation upon Samskarana, one which is actually a worshipper of Lord Shiva as a devotee of Samskarana can be released from false.
Sankarshana, Prabhuji, again.
Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Sankarshana.
Sankarsana. Okay.
Ah.
Sankarsana, material ego. If one wants to get free from mental disturbances, one has to worship Aniruddha. For this purpose, worship of the moon planet is also recommended in the Vedic literature. Similarly, to be fixed in one intelligence, one has to worship Pradyumna, who is reached through the worship of Brahma. These matters are explained in Vedic literature. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, I'll Sankarshana, right? Okay.
Yeah, Sankarshana, Prabhuji.
Yeah, I'll try to remember. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Nilima Mataji. Are you able to read? Hare Krishna. Nilima Mataji. Lavani Mataji, చదువుతారా చదవగలుగుతారా?
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ, జస్ట్ నౌ ఐమ్ బ్యాక్. ఎక్కడ పేరు మీరు షేర్ చేస్తున్నారా?
కనిపిస్తలేదు మతాజీ. 22
ఓకే.
22 మతాజీ. టెక్స్ట్ 22, ట్రాన్స్లేషన్.
ఒక్క నిమిషం, నేను డివైస్ Is it okay, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji?
హరే కృష్ణ మాతాజీ.
Is it audible, my voice?
yes మాతాజీ. కనిపిస్తుందా? స్క్రీన్ కనిపిస్తుందా మాతాజీ?
అదే ఒక్క నిమిషం. స్క్రీన్ ఇంకా వేరే వాళ్ళని అడగండి ప్రభుజీ, నేను చదువుతాను. ఓకే, మీరు చదివారా? మీరు చదవండి. హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ. ఓకే, ఈజ్ ఇట్ ఆడిబుల్ మై వాయిస్?
వినిపిస్తుంది మాతాజీ.
ఇప్పుడు నేను చదువుతాను. ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ అండ్ పర్పట్ బై ఏసీ భక్తివేదాంత స్వామి శ్రీల ప్రభుపాద్ కి జై. Translation. After the manifestation of the Mahat Tattva, these features appear simultaneously as water in its natural state before coming in contact with earth is clear, sweet and unruffled. So the characteristic traits of pure consciousness are completely serenity, clarity and freedom from distraction. Purport. The pure state of consciousness or Krishna consciousness exists in the beginning, just after creation. Consciousness is not polluted. The more one becomes materially contaminated, however, the more consciousness becomes obscured. In pure consciousness, one can perceive a slight reflection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As in clear, unagitated water, free from impurities, one can see everything clearly. So in pure consciousness or Krishna consciousness, one can see things as they are. One can see the reflection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and one can see his own existence as well. This state of consciousness is very pleasing, transparent and sober. In the beginning, consciousness is pure. Want me to read one more, Prabhuji?
రీడ్ మాతాజీ. ఎవరు చదవడానికి ఎవరు లేరు.
Okay. The translation and purport. The translation. The material ego springs up from the Mahat Tattva, which evolved from the Lord's own energy. The material ego is endowed predominantly with the active power of three kinds: goodness, passionate, and ignorant. It is from the three types of material ego that the mind, the sense of perception, the organs of action, and the gross elements evolve. Purport. In the beginning, from clear consciousness or the pure state of consciousness, the first contamination sprang up. This is called false ego or identification of the body as self. The living entity exists in the natural state of Krishna consciousness, but he has material independence, and this allows him to forget Krishna. This is the material independence, free will. Originally, pure Krishna consciousness exists, but because of misuse of marginal independence, కొంచెం హైలైట్ చేస్తారా ప్రభుజీ? Raju Prabhuji?
Yeah, Mataji.
Mm. No. The living entity exists in the natural state of Krishna consciousness, but he has marginal independence, and this allows him to forget Krishna. Originally, pure Krishna consciousness exists, but because of misuse of marginal independence, there is a chance of forgetting Krishna. This is exhibited in actual life. There are many instances in which someone acting in Krishna consciousness suddenly changes. In the Upanishad, it is therefore stated that the path of spiritual realization is just like the sharp edge of the razor. The example is very appropriate. One shaves his cheeks with a sharp razor very nicely, but as soon as his attention is diverted from the activity, he immediately cuts his cheek because he mishandles the razor. Not only must one come to the stage of pure Krishna consciousness, but one must also be very careful. Any inattentiveness or carelessness may cause fall down. This fall down is due to our false ego. From the state of pure consciousness, the false ego is born because of misuse of independence. We cannot argue that false ego arises from pure consciousness. Factually, there is always the chance that this will happen, and therefore one has to be very careful. False ego is the basic principle for all material activities which are executed in the modes of material nature. As soon as one deviates from Krishna consciousness, he increases his entanglement in material reaction. The entanglement of materialism is the material mind, and from this material mind, the senses, the material organs become manifest. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Vani Mataji, are you available to read? Hare Krishna. Okay, Mataji, I'll read. Text 25, translation. The threefold andhakara, the source of the gross elements, the senses and the mind is identical with them because it is their cause. It is known by the name of Sankarshana, who is directly Lord Ananta with 1,000 heads. Text 26. The false ego is characterized as the doer, as an instrument and as an effect. It is further characterized as a serene, active or dull according to the how it is influenced by the modes of goodness, passion and ignorance. Okay, 1 minute. One minute, Mataji. I'll read. 1 minute. Are there Anshu?
Is everyone done their first turn, Prabhuji's and Mataji's?
No, Mataji. ఇంకా చదవలేరు. Okay.
మీరు చదివితే అయిపోతుందా వాణి మాతాజీ మీరు
అంకం అదే వాణి మాత చదవాలి
మీరు Yes.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, Mataji. Ahankara or false ego transformed into the demigods, the controlling directors of the material affairs. As an instrument, the false ego is represented as different senses and sense organs. And as the result of combination of the demigods and senses, material objects are produced. In the material world, we are producing so many things. And this is called advancement of civilization. But factually, the advancement of civilization is a manifestation of the false ego. By false ego, all material things are produced as a subject of enjoyment. One has to choose increasing artificial necessities in the form of material object. The great Acharya Narottama Dasa Thakura has lamented that when one deviates from the pure consciousness of Vasudeva or Krishna consciousness, he becomes entangled in the material activities. The exact words he uses are Satsangachari, Kainus Asate Vilasa. Bengali Mataji. Satsangachari, Kanu Asate Vilasa. Te karane lagila ye karma bandha pansa. I have given up the pure status of consciousness because I wanted to enjoy in the temporary material manifestation. Therefore, I have been entangled in the network of actions and reactions. Thank you. ఇంకా లలిత్ మోహన్ ప్రభు కూడా ఎవరు మాట్లాడుతూ ప్రభుజీ స్టిల్ ఇన్ హియరింగ్ మోడ్ అయితే. వాణి మాతాజీ ఆర్ యూ అవైలబుల్? Yeah, she is also not responding, Mataji. మీరు చదవండి మాతాజీ, మళ్ళీ ఇంకోటి చదవండి. వినయ్ ప్రభుజీ, హరే కృష్ణ, యూ కెన్ రీడ్ ప్రభుజీ.
Yeah, I can read, Prabhuji.
Yeah, you can read.
Translation: From the false ego of goodness, another transformation takes place. From this evolves the mind, whose thoughts and reflections give rise to desire. Purport: The symptoms of the mind are determination and rejection, which are due to different kinds of desires. We desire the we desire that which is favorable to our sense gratification, and we reject that which is not favorable to sense gratification. The material mind is not fixed, but the very same mind can be fixed when engaged in the activities of Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, as long as the mind is on the material platform, it is hovering. And all this rejection and acceptance is asset temporary. It is stated that he whose mind is not fixed in Krishna consciousness must hover between acceptance and rejection. However advanced a man is in academic qualifications, as long as he is not fixed in Krishna consciousness, he will simply accept and reject and will never be able to fix his mind on a particular subject matter. Thank you, Prabhuji.
You can continue one more. You can
Yeah.
read this out.
Translation: The mind of the living entity is known by the name of Lord Aniruddha, the supreme ruler of the senses. He possesses a bullish black form resembling a lotus flower growing in the autumn. He is found slowly by the yogis. Purport: The system of yoga entails control the mind, and the lord of the mind is Aniruddha. It is stated that Aniruddha is four-handed with Sudarshana Chakra, Kanshil club, and lotus flower. There are
Kanshil
20
ప్రభుజీ, కాంశల్.
conchal,
అదే శంఖం
conchal
ప్రభుజీ,
club,
కాంశల్
and
శంఖం.
yeah, conchal club and lotus flower. There are 24 forms of Vishnu, each differently named. Among these 24 forms, Sankarshana, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, and Vasudeva are depicted very nicely in the Chaitanya Chaitam
చైతన్య చరితామృత ప్రభుజీ, చైతన్య చరితామృత.
Charitamrita, where it is stated that Aniruddha is worshipped by the yogis. Meditation upon voidness is a modern invention of the fertile brain of some speculator. Actually, the process of yoga meditation, as prescribed in this verse, should be fixed upon the form of Aniruddha. By meditating on Aniruddha, one can become free from the agi- agitation of acceptance and rejection. When one's mind is fixed upon Aniruddha, one gradually becomes God realized. He approaches the pure status of Krishna consciousness, which is the ultimate goal of yoga.
థ్యాంక్ యూ ప్రభుజీ.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
హరే కృష్ణ చంద్రమౌళి ప్రభుజీ, థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ జాయినింగ్.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dhanavad Pranam.
Yeah, ధన్యవాదాలు ప్రభుజీ. You're able to read ప్రభుజీ?
Yes.
Yeah.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. By transformation of false ego in passion, intelligence takes birth. Virtuous lady, virtuous lady. The functions of intelligence are to help in ascertaining the nature of objects when they come into view, and to help the senses. Purport. Intelligence is the discriminating power to understand an object, and it helps the senses make choices. Therefore, intelligence is supposed to be the master of the senses. The perfection of intelligence is attained when one becomes fixed in the activities of Krishna consciousness. By the proper use of intelligence, one's consciousness is expanded, and the ultimate expansion of consciousness is Krishna consciousness.
Continue.
Yeah. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Doubt, misapprehension, correct apprehension, memory, and sleep, as determined by their different functions and said to be the distinct characteristics of intelligence. But a doubt is one of the important functions of intelligence. Blind acceptance of something does not give evidence of intelligence. Therefore, the word samsaya is very important. In order to cultivate intelligence, one should be doubtful in the beginning, but doubting is not very favorable when information is received from the proper source. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that doubting the words of the authority is the cause of destruction. As described in the Patanjali Yoga system, pramana vipraya vikalpa nidra smrityaha. By intelligence, only one can understand things as they are. By intelligence, only one can understand whether or not he is the body. The study to determine whether one's identity is spiritual or material begins in doubt. When one is able to analyze his actual position, the false identification with the body is detected. This is viparyasa.
Sorry, Prabhu. Actually, I'm reading in book.
No problem. This is viparyasa. When false identification is detected, then real identification can be understood. Real understanding is described here as nichaya, or proved experimental knowledge. This experimental knowledge can be achieved when one has understood the false knowledge. By experimental or proved knowledge, one can understand that he is not the body but spiritual soul. Smriti means memory, and swapa means sleep. Sleep is also necessary to keep the intelligence is working order. If there is no sleep, the brain cannot work nicely. In Bhagavad Gita, it is especially mentioned that persons who regulate eating, sleeping, and other necessities of the body in the proper portion become very successful in the yoga process. There are some of the aspects of the analytical study of intelligence as described in both the Patanjali Yoga system and the Sankhya philosophy system of Kapila Deva in Srimad Bhagavatam.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Lavani Mataji, Chautara.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scroll down chestara.
Oh.
Yeah. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Egoism in the mode of passion produces two kinds of senses, the senses for acquiring knowledge and the senses of action. The senses of action depend on the vital energy and the senses for acquiring knowledge depend on intelligence. Purport. It has been explained in the previous verse that mind is the product of ego in goodness and that the function of the mind is acceptance and rejection according to the desire. But here intelligence is said to be the product of ego in passion. There is the distinction between mind and intelligence. Mind is the product of egoism in goodness and intelligence is product of egoism in passion. The desire to accept something and reject something is a very important factor of the mind. The desire to accept something and reject something.
Sorry. This
Prabhuji, we will discuss at the end, Prabhuji. Okay? And the Okadan connection untadi. Prabhuji will explain because we have the chart, right? Chart, Karnataka Sai chart undi kada first nundi.
Okay, Mataji.
We will discuss, Prabhuji. Actually, Prabhuji posted in the group yesterday. So, we will ask Prabhuji. First nundi cheptene baaguntadi. Okay?
Okay.
The desire to accept something and reject something is a very important factor of the mind. Since mind is a product of the mode of goodness, if it is fixed upon the Lord of the mind, Aniruddha, then the mind can be changed to Krishna consciousness. It is stated by Narottam Das Tagore that we always have desires. Desire cannot be stopped, but if we transfer our desire to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, That is the perfection of life. As soon as the desire is transferred to the lodging it over the material nature, it becomes contaminated by matter. Desire has to be purified. In the beginning, this purification process has to be carried out by the order of the spiritual master, since the spiritual master knows how the disciple's desires can be transformed into Krishna consciousness. As far as intelligence is concerned, it is clearly stated that it is a product of egoism in passion. By practice, one comes to the point of the mode of goodness, and by surrendering on fixing the mind upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one becomes a very great personality or Mahatma. In Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly said, Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. Such a great devotee is very rare. In this verse, it is clear that both kinds of senses, the sense for acquiring knowledge and the sense of action, produces products of egoism in the mode of passion. And because the sense organs for activity and for acquiring knowledge require energy, the vital energy or life energy is also produced by egoism in the mode of passion. We can therefore actually see that those who are very passionate can improve in material acquisition very quickly. We can therefore actually see that those who are very passionate can improve in material acquisition very quickly. It is recommended in the Vedic scriptures that if one wants to encourage a person in acquiring material possessions, one should also encourage him in sex life. We naturally find those who are addicted to sex life are also materially advanced because sex life or passionate life is the impetus for the material advancement of civilization. For those who want to make spiritual advancement, there is almost no existence of mode of passion. For those who want to make spiritual advancement, there is almost no existence of the mode of passion. Only the mode of goodness is prominent. We find that those who engage in Krishna consciousness are materially poor, but one has the eyes who can see is the greater. Although he appears to be materially poor, a person in Krishna consciousness. Prabhuji, can you scroll down? A person in Krishna consciousness is not actually a poor man, but the person who has no taste for Krishna consciousness and appears to be very happy with material possessions is actually poor. Persons infatuated by material consciousness are very intelligent in discovering things for material comforts, but they have no access to understanding the spirit soul and spiritual life. Therefore, if anyone wants to advance in spiritual life, one has to come back to the platform of purified desire, the purified desire for devotional service. As stated in the Narada Pancharatra, engagement in the service of the Lord when the senses are purified in Krishna consciousness is called pure devotion. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. అమ్మ చదువుతావా?
ఉన్నారా ప్రభుజీ ఇంకా?
ఒకసారి నేను మా వైఫ్ చదివితే అయిపోతుంది మాతాజీ.
ఎస్, కంప్లీట్
నేను
చేయండి.
చెప్పలే ప్రభుజీ.
నీలిమా మాతాజీ.
మాతాజీ నేను కూడా
yes.
చదివాను.
Yeah, yes,
Sorry,
Mataji.
he called my name and I was not around.
Yes, yes.
Translation
chalo.
interpreted by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. When egoism in ignorance is agitated by the sex energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the subtle element sound
అమ్మ నీ స్విచ్ ఆఫ్ అయిపోయినా?
Mataji, we can't hear you.
మాతాజీ స్విచ్ ఆఫ్ అయిపోయినట్టుంది, అది ట్యాబ్. అమ్మ యూ కెన్ రీడ్ ఫ్రమ్ హియర్. చదువు.
and from sound come the
ఫస్ట్ నుంచి ట్రాన్స్లేషన్.
when egoism in ignorance is agitated by the sex energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the subtle element sound is manifested. And from sound come the ethereal sky and the sense of hearing. Purport. It appears from this verse that all the object of our sense gratification are the products of egoism in ignorance. It is understood from this verse that by agitation of the element of egoism in ignorance, the first thing produced was sound, which is the subtle form of ether. It is stated also in the Vedanta Sutra that sound is the origin of all objects of material position, and that by sound one can also dissolve this material existence. Anavritti Shabdat means liberation by sound. The entire material manifestation begins from sound, and sound can also end material entanglement. If it has a particular potency, the particular sound capable of doing this is the transcendental vibration Hare Krishna. Our entanglement in material affairs has begun from material sound. Now we must purify that sound in spiritual understanding. This is sound in the spiritual world also. If we approach that sound, then our spiritual life begins, and the other requirements for spiritual advancement can be supplied. We have to understand very clearly that sound is the beginning of the creation of all material object for our sense gratification. Similarly, if sound is purified, our spiritual necessities also are produced from sound. Another Mataji can continue this way, it's very big. Nilima?
Yeah, Nilima Mataji, please continue
Mataji.
from here. Yeah.
Mataji, you want to
Here-
share, Mataji?
Yeah, I'll
Lavanya?
share. Yeah, I'll share.
Yeah, ఇది అయిపోయింది. మీరు 33 వర్స్
Okay.
నుంచి రెడీ పెట్టుకోండి మాతాజీ. I'll give you
ఇప్పుడు నీలిమ మాత చదవక వాణి మాతజా?
నీలిమ
Yes.
మాతాజీ, వాణి మాతాజీ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత you can continue.
ఓకే.
Here-
నీలిమ మాత.
Here it said that from sound the ether became manifested and that the air became manifested from ether. How the ethereal sky comes from sound, how the air comes from sky, and how fire comes from air will be explained later on. Sound is the cause of the sky, and sky is the cause of strotram, the ear. The ear is the first sense for receiving knowledge. One must give oral reception to any knowledge one wants to receive, either material or spiritual. Therefore, stotram is very important. The Vedic knowledge is called Shruti. Knowledge has to be received by hearing. By hearing only can we have access to either material or spiritual enjoyment. In the material world, we manufacture many things for our material comfort simply by hearing. They are already there, but just by hearing, one can transform them. If we want to build a very high skyscraper, this does not mean that we have to create it. The materials for the skyscraper, wood, metal, earth, etc. are already there, but we make our intimate relationship with those already created material elements by hearing how to utilize them. Modern economic advancement for creation is also product of hearing. And similarly, one can create a favorable field of spiritual activities by hearing from the right source. Arjuna was a gross materialist in the bodily conception of life and was the suffering from the bodily concept very acutely, but simply by hearing. Arjuna became a spiritualized Krishna conscious person. Hearing is a very important, and that hearing is produced from the sky. By hearing only can we make proper use of that which already exists. The principle of hearing to properly utilize conceived materials is applicable to spiritual paraphernalia as well. We must hear from the proper spiritual source. Meaning
you.
enti Mataji? Paraphernalia. Okay, Hare Krishna.
ప్రభుజీ సారీ మాతాజీ, పారాఫెర్నాలియా అంటే రిలేటెడ్ స్టఫ్ అన్నట్టు. స్పిరిచువల్ పారాఫెర్నాలియా అంటే స్పిరిచువాలిటీకి రిలేటెడ్ అంతా దానికి సంబంధించింది అంటారు చూడండి.
మాతాజీ
Thank you.
అయిపోయిన తర్వాత టెక్స్ట్ నెంబర్ పెట్టండి మాతాజీ.
ఇప్పుడు 33 కదా.
వాణి మాతాజీ ఉన్నారు.
వాణి మాతాజీ,
Yes, Mataji.
you can read. Is it
Yeah.
okay? Is it visible, my screen?
Yeah, it's visible, Mataji.
Mm.
Translation. Persons, కొంచెం కింద చేయరా Mataji scroll. Yeah, persons who are learned and who have true knowledge define sound as that which conveys the idea of an object, indicates the presence of a speaker screened from our view, and constitutes a subtle form of ether. Purport. It is very clear herein that as soon as we speak of hearing, there must be a speaker. Without a speaker, there is no question of hearing. Therefore, the Vedic knowledge, which is known as Shruti, or that which is received by hearing, is also called Apaurisha. Apaurisha means not spoken by any person materially created. It is stated in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. Tena Brahma Hridaya. The sound of Brahman or Veda was first impregnated into the heart of Brahma, the original learned man. Adi Kave. How did he become learned? Whenever there is learning, there must be a speaker and the process of hearing. But Brahma was the first created being. Who spoke to him? Since no one was there, who was the spiritual master to give knowledge? He was the only living creature. Therefore, the Vedic knowledge was imparted within his heart by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is seated within everyone as Paramatma. Vedic knowledge is understood to be spoken by the Supreme Lord, and therefore it is free from the defects of material understanding. Material understanding is defective. If we hear something from a conditioned soul, it is full of defects. All material and mundane information is tainted by illusion, error, cheating, and imperfection of the senses. Because Vedic knowledge was imparted by the Supreme Lord, who is transcendental to material creation, it is perfect. If we receive that Vedic knowledge from Brahma in disciplinic succession, then we receive perfect knowledge. అయిపోయిందా మాతాజీ? Can you scroll up? Mataji? Mataji, is it done? Can you scroll the screen, please? Hari bol. No. Every word we hear, yes. Every word we hear has a meaning behind it. As soon as we hear the word water, there is substance, water behind the word. Similarly, as soon as we hear the word God, there is a meaning to it. If we receive that meaning and explanation of God from God himself, then it is perfect. But if we speculate about the meaning of God, it is imperfect. Bhagavad Gita, which is the science of God, is spoken by the personality of Godhead himself. That is perfect knowledge. Mental speculators or so-called philosophers who are researching what is actually God will never understand the nature of God. The science of God has to be understood in disciplinic succession from Brahma, who was first instructed about knowledge of God by God himself. We can understand the knowledge of God by hearing Bhagavad Gita from a person authorized in the disciplinic succession. When we speak of seeing, there must be form. But by our sense perception, the beginning experience is the sky. Sky is the beginning of form. And from the sky, other forms emanate. Therefore, the objects of knowledge and sense perception begin from the sky. Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, thank you, Mataji. Anybody left to read? All right. Okay. We will continue with the shlokas. Okay. Is it visible, Mataji? My screen? Hare Krishna?
ఎస్ మాతాజీ.
మాతాజీ. లలిత్ మోహన్ ప్రభుజీ ఉన్నారా? లలిత్ మోహన్ ప్రభుజీ లేరు అనుకుంటా. ఓకే, సో we will continue to yesterday's మాతాజీ. ఓకే, ప్రాక్టీస్, we will practice. ఓకే, యా, చేస్తారా మాతాజీ? ఎవరెవరు ఉన్నారు? 2 శ్లోక. ఓకే, ఓన్లీ 1 శ్లోకరా? అజాత పక్ష, అది ఒకటి చేసేద్దాం అందరం.
ఓకే.
నీలిమా మాతాజీ, మురళీధర్ ప్రభుజీ, వాణి మాతాజీ, రాజు ప్రభుజీ.
హరే కృష్ణ మాతాజీ.
యా, చేయండి మాత. కనిపిస్తుందా?
ఎస్ మాతాజీ.
యా, చేయండి.
అజాతపక్ష ఇవ మాతరం ఖగా స్తన్యం యదావత్సతారాక్షుదాత్తః ప్రియం ప్రియేవా విషితం విషన్నా మనోరవిందాక్షదిదృక్షతే త్వాం. హరే కృష్ణ.
ఇక్కడ సెకండ్ వన్ ఒక్కసారి మళ్ళీ చదవండి మాతాజీ, కంటిన్యూగా. అజాత పక్ష నుండి మాతాజీ. హరే కృష్ణ. నీలిమా మాతాజీ. హరి బోల్. నీలిమా మాతాజీ.
హరే కృష్ణ మాతాజీ.
సెకండ్ లైన్ మళ్ళీ చదవండి. సో ఫస్ట్ నుండి చదవండి ఒకసారి.
అజాతపక్ష ఇవ మాతరం ఖగః స్తన్యం యథావత్సతరాక్షుదాత్తః.
ఎస్ ఎస్. స్తన్యం యతావత్, వత్ తర్వాత వస్తే మీకు ఈజీగా అవుతుంది. స్తన్యం యతావసతరాక్షుదార్త. ఓకే,
సాని అటు కలపాలి, వత్ వరకు చదివేసి. ఓకే.
వత్ వరకు చదివేసి.
స్తన్యం యతావత్ సతరాక్షుదార్తః.
సతరాక్షుదార్త. ఓకే,
ఓకే మాత. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
ఎస్ మాతాజీ. యా మాతాజీ, వాణి మాతాజీ, రాజు ప్రభుజీ, మురళీధర్ ప్రభుజీ, చంద్రమౌళి ప్రభుజీ.
దోశ ఉంది. ఒక్క నెక్స్ట్ మాతాజీ, నాది పొయ్యి మీద దోశ ఉంది మాతాజీ, మాడిపోతుంది. జస్ట్ 2 minutes లో వస్తాను నేను.
కృష్ణ. ఓకే, అక్కడ.
ఓకే మాతాజీ, I will do it.
ఓకే.
అజాతపక్ష ఇవ మాతరం ఖగా స్తన్యం స్తన్యం
యతావత్, వత్ అని కొంచెం గ్యాప్ తీసుకోండి. సతరాక్షుదార్త. సతరాక్షుదార్త.
యా. అజాతపక్ష ఇవ మాతరం ఖగా స్తన్యం యతావత్ సతరాక్షుదార్తః ప్రియం ప్రియేవ విషితం విషన్నా మనోరవిందాక్ష దుర్దక్షతే త్వాం.
ఓకే, యాక్చువల్గా ఇది అరవింద. సో మనం అనేటప్పుడు ప్రభుజీ కొంచెం ఆను కూడా కలపాలి. ఓకే, లేకపోతే రవింద అని అయిపోతుంది. సో మనోరవింద అని కొంచెం మనం ఉచ్చారణ ఉండాలి, ఆ అని. ఓకేనా, లోపల కొంచెం ఆ అని చదవండి. ఓకే, మనోరవిందాక్ష తిద్రూక్షతే త్వాం. ఓకే,
హరే కృష్ణ మాతాజీ.
మనోరవిందాక్ష దుర్దక్షతే త్వాం.
ఎస్ ఎస్ మాతాజీ. యు వాంట్ టు రీడ్, రిసైట్?
I want to recite Mataji.
Yes.
Srimad Bhagavatam 6.11.26. Ajatapaksha iva mataram kaga stanyam yatavat satrakshudarta priyam priyeva vishitam visanna మనోరవిందాక్షదృదృక్ష్యతే త్వాం.
విషన్న మాతాజీ అది. ఓకే, విష.
ఓకే
ఓకే, యా, థ్యాంక్ యూ మాతాజీ.
హరే కృష్ణ మాతాజీ.
యా, యూ కెన్ రీడ్, యూ కెన్ రిసైట్ ప్రభుజీ.
అజాతపక్ష ఇవ మాతరం ఖగా స్తన్యం యథావసతరాక్షుదార్తాః ప్రియం ప్రియేవా విషితం విషన్నా మనోరవిందాక్షదిదృక్షతే త్వాం.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. మీ మాతాజీ ఉన్నారా? చదువుతారా?
మాతాజీ ఆడ బిజీ ఉన్నారు మాతాజీ, కిచెన్ లో ఉన్నారు.
ఓకే, నో ప్రాబ్లం. ఇంకెవరు ఉన్నారు? వినయ్
మాతాజీ నేను చేయనా ఇంకా
చేయండి ప్రభు. ఓకే 1 minute. ఓకే సారీ.
అజాత పక్ష ఇవ మాత్రమ
మాతరం మాతాజీ మాతరం మాతరం.
అజాత పక్ష ఇవ మాతరం ఖగా స్తన్యం యథావత్సరతరా శుద్ధ అర్థ ప్రియం ప్రియేవా యుషితం విషన్న మనోరవిందాక్ష త్వాం. సెకండ్ లైన్ పొడుగ్గా ఉండడం
స్తన్యం అదే స్తన్యం యథావత్
వల్ల
స్తన్యం యథావత్ అనండి సగం.
స్తన్యం యథావత్
సతరా సతరా క్షుదాత
Okay.
సతరా క్షుదాత. ఎస్
స్తన్యం యథావత్ సతరాక్షుదాత్ర అర్థ.
పర్ఫెక్ట్.
అంటే వత్ దగ్గర వరకు ఫస్ట్ దీని వరకు స్తన్యం యథ అండ్ వత్ వన్ బ్రెత్ లో చెప్పాలి.
వస్తానని కానీ మనం చెప్పేటప్పుడు మీటర్ కోసం వత్ అని చదువుతాం. ఓకే వస్తా అంటాం
మాతాజీ
కదా.
ఇంకోసారి చేయను మాతాజీ నేను.
చేయండి ప్రభుజీ. లేగదూడండి మాతాజీ.
అజాత పక్ష ఇవ మాతరం ఖగా స్తన్యం యథావత్సతరా శుదార్థ ప్రియం ప్రియేవా విషితం విషణ్ణ మనోరవిందాక్షదితృక్షతే త్వాం.
Yes, perfect, Prabhuji. Anyone wants to recite or left to recite? Srimad
Mataji,
Bhagavatam.
Vinay.
Oh. So you're from Prabhuji?
గిరిరాజ్ శ్రీనివాస్ తో మాట్లాడానండి.
ప్రభుజీతో మాట్లాడారా?
మాట్లాడాను. మార్నింగ్ కూడా చాంటింగ్ సెషన్ అటెండ్ అయ్యాను.
Okay, very nice, Prabhuji. Very nice. Yeah, continue, Prabhuji.
శ్రీ భాగవతం 6.11.26 అజాత పక్ష ఇవ మాత్రం ఖగా. స్క్రీన్
కనపడుతుందా ప్రభుజీ?
అజాత పక్ష ఇవ మాత్రం ఖగా స్తన్యం యథా వత్సర క్షుదా అర్థ ప్రియాం ప్రియే వృషితం విషాన మనో రవిందాక్ష ధృతి శక్తే తత్వం. ఐ మీన్ ఫస్ట్ టైం మాతాజీ.
పర్లేదు ప్రభుజీ. కరెక్ట్. But you did, Prabhuji. Nice. Okay. Actually, these are Vritrasura prayers. A demon called Vritrasura. Actually, he is a devotee, but he got the demon. This one, Chitraketu Maharaj is in previous life, but he got cursed by Mother Parvati, and he got the body of the demon. But he was devotee. Actually, inside he was a devotee. So now we are learning his prayers. Okay, Prabhuji, Vritrasura. It's from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 11th chapter. Okay. So,
okay,
Shloka goes like this. Ajata paksha iva mataram kaga stanyam yatava satarakshudatta priyam priyeva yushitam vishanna manoravindakshadidrukshate tvam. Translation: O lotus-eyed Lord, as baby birds that have not yet developed their wings always look for their mother to return and feed them, as the small calves tied with the ropes always await anxiously at the time of milking, when they will be allowed to drink the milk of their mothers, or as a morose wife whose husband is away from the home always longs for him and return and satisfy her in all respects. I always yearn from the opportunity to render direct service unto you. So he was praying with Rasura. Right? This is the hankering of doing service. Yeah.
హరే కృష్ణ మాతాజీ. మాతాజీ చేశారట.
చేయండి.
హరే కృష్ణ మాతాజీ.
Yes, Mataji. Dandavat pranam. Cheyanడి Mataji.
ప్రణామం. అజాత పక్ష ఇవ మాతరం ఖగాః స్తన్యం యథావత్ సత్తరాః క్షుదార్తాః ప్రియం ప్రియేవా ఉషితం విషణ్ణా मनोरविन्दाक्षदिदुकृष्यते त्वाम्
मनोरविन्दाक्षदिद्रूक्षते त्वाम्
मनोरविन्दाक्षदिदुक्षते त्वाम् అంతేనా మాతాజీ
అంతే మాతాజీ థ్యాంక్ యూ హరే కృష్ణ పంచకల్పతరుభ్యశ్చ కృపా సింధుభ్యవ చ పతితానాం పావనేభ్యో వైష్ణవేభ్యో